Right, guys, I'd just like to share with you. They call this on the American channels. They call it a haul, a supermarket haul, and I've just been to Lidl in our town, and I was quite pleased actually with the with what I got actually. And I think the star of the show is uh, is this, which is 10 litres of wine, and I've just worked it out, and I had to do it twice because it was, I couldn't believe it. 10 litres is 14 bottles of wine at 70 centilitres, which is what they are now. They were 750, they're now 70. So that was 25 lev, which is £10.62, right? So I had to work this out a few times because I couldn't believe it. So each bottle would work out about 76 pence or 78 pence English GBP. So, and this stuff, I would say, it's the grapes there are called Mavrud and Merlot. It's a and it shows you there whereabouts in Bulgaria where the red dot is, which is down in the southeast. So that's where it's from. And this, I would say, this stuff. I've had some of this before. This make, which is it's like kind of a sort of um, what's his name? Natural products line. When you get that check, pattern on it, it's like it's decent stuff. And I would say this wine is, say, mid range quality. You're not going to get the best wine in the world, are you? For 78 pence a bottle. But that's what it worked out to. I couldn't believe it. And I got two because we're going into stew season now. And this is the reason why I went to Lidl this morning. Was these are rabbits. I got two rabbits, and not everyone likes the idea of eating rabbit, but like that's how it is. And so we got two of them, and they weren't cheap. So this is the thing about frugality. It's not cheap necessarily, but like when you get something like that, I mean, what's 10 litres of wine? And I'll tell you the total in a minute. Then I got some this is like neck meat, or belly pork. I think it's belly pork. And then I've got the this is reduced the chicken. This is the high quality chicken from France. You can see the French flag there. And this is the corn-fed chicken. It's like yellow. Good stuff. And I wouldn't buy normal chicken in Lidl. It's absolutely, it's a no-no for me. It's horrible. And same goes for the beef as well in our Lidl. It's terrible stuff. Now this stuff was on offer, and I buy this, and this isn't cheap. This is Irish style bacon, and I don't know where it's from. I think it's from Denmark. I can't quite work it out on the packaging. They're very clever at disguising where things are from. But it's good stuff, and it was on offer. It was I think it was 20% off. Now a packet that's just under £2. I think it's on offer. Just about £2 thereabouts. So it's these things, they're not particularly cheap, but that was 20% off this chicken. Now the loaf of bread, that's really cheap in Lidl. This type here, about 50 pence. something like that. And I got some veggies, some carrots, tomatoes, lemons which were on offer, and a nice iceberg lettuce, and then some burger buns to go. I've got some water buffalo burgers which are very nice. They're like a cross between beef burgers and it's like beef and pork sort of taste, but it's nice. Water buffalo, and these pizzas were kind of on offer. There's 3 pizzas in there for about a £5, which it's reasonable. It's not. I wouldn't say it was ultra cheap, but I only have half of one of them at a time in the air fryer. So and then the coconut milk, which is quite good actually. That's for the curry, and the white onions, they were cheap. And I always pick up some tins for my prepping side of things. Got chopped tomatoes there, and the beans. Now these are really good, fresh owner baked beans, and they're like as good as Heinz, I think. You get some of these own brands in supermarkets and they're dreadful, but these are good. They really are, and they're just as good as Heinz, easily. Fresh owner baked beans. They did have another make in the UK, baked beans in Lidl or Aldi, and they were horrible. But these are good. So if you ever see these fresh owner baked beans, if you like baked beans, and then I always buy these, which aren't cheap. These are not cheap really. Vine leaves, stuffed vine leaves, and I like them because they're nice warmed up in the air fryer with some chicken. So, and the final 2 items, which weren't cheap either, is mustard with white wine. The Cania brand. It's not ultra expensive, and this is hard to get in Bulgaria, so when it's on offer, when it's there, I'll get it. Garam masala. So that's for the curry as well. So we're on to the curry season now. We're going to have rabbit curry, and there's most of the ingredients here for the curry. Now all of this here cost £61. Now you just look at the wine alone. There must be let's say a bottle of wine's £3. That's £45 to start off with. That's 14 bottles there, right? So if you work it out like that, that's a good deal. Just the wine. Obviously it'd be cheaper if you didn't buy any at all, but that's not what this is about. And you've got a lot of protein here as well. You've got 2 rabbits, which weren't cheap, but if you look at the total, it's quite reasonable, I think. £61 British pound for all that, and you've got at least £40 worth of wine there, even at minimum prices. In the UK, that's even £3 a bottle. That's 14 bottles there. So yeah, I was pleased with that. So then on the way back, I filled the car up, and the just as a side note, the petrol at the moment in our town is £2.41, which is £1 and 2 pence a litre at today's exchange rate. £1 and 2 pence a litre. So you're adding all these little things up, these little victories, and some of this stuff on this table isn't cheap. Food's not that cheap in Bulgaria, but when you're mixing in some ultra good offers, you're starting to average out a decent shop there. I was quite pleased with that, and this will last ages and ages, all this stuff here. Even one rabbit curry, that'll be 3 or 4 days, There's all the wood wagons going past. They're going crazy on the wood because of the weather's good for getting the wood down before the winter comes in. They must be expecting snow because there was a ton of wagons went up this morning. They had 6 wagons, 6 of the Soviet wagons. So they must be rushing for the winter, and they must know that the snow's coming, I would think, because that they can't get the wood down when it snows, or it's very difficult. So I'm very pleased with that, and the petrol was £1.2 per litre, and then it stopped and paid my electric bill, which was peanuts again. So I'm pleased with that. I think it's because of turning the boiler down, and it's made a hell of a difference. Just heating the water up so you don't mix it with cold water, which kind of, if you think about it, defeats the object of heating it up so hot if you can't use it as it is. And there's the boiler, and you can see the heat. It's only just above average, average heat. So I'm very pleased with today's outcome. So filled the car up, got all this food and all the rest of it and that's another month now. That'll take me probably to almost the end of November, because I've already got food as well in the freezer. So I'm really pleased with that, and we're into the stew season now. So we're looking for that, and I've got a butternut squash here ready for the stew as well. I might make a curry with one rabbit and a stew with the other one, because rabbit stew's nice as well as curry, and you can make it go further actually, the stew, because you get this butternut squash in it, and it makes it, bulks it up really well, So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be cooking on the fire, which I've got a fire going this morning because it was very chilly, and just to keep, there's the fire going. That's the second fire. That's the second fire this season. So it's all looking great in Bulgaria this morning, and the sun's out, and I'm going to go and sit in the sun. I have to put all this food away. Okay, cheers.